Hey, welcome on in, guys, and Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing fantastic. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. Hit the like button, and appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Your Miami Dolphins gearing up and getting ready for a little Thursday night statement game against the Buffalo Bills. And, of course, as everybody knows, unless you are living under a rock or you're just ignoring it like a sad ostrich, the Bills have had the Dolphins number, and you're really hoping that to change the narrative and change everything that's involved with that, of them owning this division, you're hoping that you can go get this game on Thursday night. I mean, at the bare minimum, it needs to be like a dogfight scrap back and forth. But it's in your building. You're you're been very good there. You're getting them early in the season. We know the last time that you were able to beat Josh Allen under these conditions, 11-2 in his career, 10-2 in the regular season. Last time you beat him, he's on a 4-game win streak. Last time you beat him was game 1 of the 2022 season to start 3-0 on the year. And the interesting question here is the gamesmanship. All right, we got technical matchups and we can get into all that, but there is something both of these teams have in common: a mole. And it was interesting hearing today Tua almost scoff at the idea that Mike White is any kind of help. I almost felt bad for how much he did dismiss Mike White and what Mike White was going to bring to the Buffalo Bills as their practice squad quarterback, and how much he was going to have an influence on anything that they do. And it was interesting to hear, almost like, oof, he really he doesn't feel like Mike White's got anything for him.
You things up knowing that Mike White is on the other side now?
No.
You don't have to. Explain it to me. Why don't you have to?
Why would we have to?
In terms of the signals and the words.
But we don't really signal.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Boxed in, by the way. Like right off the bat, it's like, oh, well, there you go. Boxed in, dude.
the words, like he's not in our huddle with us listening, and with all due respect, like they can understand all the concepts we're running, but are we running that concept on that play where with what they're trying to do? Like, that's just the whole game. And yeah, we both got to go out and play, whether we know their signals, whether we know what they got going on, and vice versa. At the end of the day, we both got to go out there and we got to go play.
Now, Tua puts this out there, and it's fair. Listen, you can go and know what's out there, and you can know what's on the docket. You can know the playbook, all that type of stuff, but you do got to go execute, right? This is a big argument some fans of a certain college football team have made about the national championship last year. Oh, you could have Connor Stallion admitting whatever you want him to have him admit. You could have known what was coming. You could have stopped it. But if it's nothing, here's what I always say. If it's nothing, then why all the time is it happening where the team in the division or future opponents is poaching somebody else to get that little download, to get that zip file, to get that figure? And like I always say when it comes to this stuff, people talk about the Patriots all the time, right? Oh, did it matter that they deflated footballs? Did it matter that they, scouted sidelines? And I always say, maybe not. Maybe they still would have won. But cheaters cheat. And they don't cheat because it doesn't work. And you don't try and not find wrinkles and advantages and edges, and why these coaches are all so paranoid where they won't even let you report who is taking snaps with whom at a practice. They won't let you film their plays. They want to, take everything away like this is some dictatorship country. They want to snatch away your cameras. You got poor Twitter accounts out there who are fearing of training camp bannings because heavens to Betsy, do they, shoot a play of Jonnu Smith going in motion. It's all a little bit ridiculous. It's all a little bit too much, but I guess there is something to it, is there not? Because if there wasn't, why all the paranoia? Why wouldn't it matter? And so that was Tua's answer on Mike White, Buffalo Mole, as soon as he got beat out by Skylar Thompson. He goes running to Western New York to try and say, oh, please, I'll give you some plays. Oh, you guys like Flanagan's ball? And then you have Tua talking about Jordan Poyer and Siren Neal and how much they can help. And this is what QB wanted to say about that.
Yeah, they definitely can. They know in the back end signals with what the Bills do and how they communicate, things that they've done to stop us previous years. And then, just kind of the philosophy of that defense with what they try to accomplish against our offense, uniquely different than a lot of the teams they would play against. So can take a lot of the information that I've been given from those guys early in the week and apply it to Thursday.
So very interesting. There you go. Now this is either a man who doesn't like to acknowledge what teams can have an advantage on him as opposed to the advantages he can get on another team. Never show him that you're bleeding. Never show him that you're weak. Never show him that you're injured. Tua's, though, in the same press conference telling you Jordan Poyer can be a huge advantage to what he has given the Miami Dolphins, and yet Mike White, nothing. Now, that's either a huge slap in the face to Mike White, and even though Tua said no disrespect, it is disrespect, or something's not adding up here, or he's just so confident in the complexity of the Dolphins' offense that it just can't crack the code. It's almost like, hey, Mike White, what are you going to teach him? And it's like, because he couldn't keep up. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you with that, dude. But I will say that Jordan Poyer, even Sean McDermott today acknowledged that Jordan Poyer knows the defense. It is what it is. He's got a 7-year jump on me trying to take the playbook from him. This guy is one of the brains and the leaders of the operation. So he's got something. And true to his form is being crazy like a fox, because he's out here telling you do I have advantages? Do I know tendencies with Josh Allen? Perhaps. Almost if he were to have an evil mustache to twist, that's what Jordan Poyer would be doing, as if he knew and had a little secret, but he's being a little tease. So he doesn't want to let us know. He doesn't want to let anybody in on the secrets of what he has on Josh Allen and what those tendencies may be. Ergo, why this is making him the better mole. Not just because of Tua's dismissiveness of Mike White, but it does appear that Jordan Poyer is not only telling you that he has advantages on the Buffalo Bills, but in fact is not keeping him a secret from his teammates, but letting the public know it's there. You guys just aren't seeing it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys saw the video of Up and Out Ed Reed. He was talking about he sees a big flaw in Patrick Mahomes that nobody else sees. So this is kind of like the magic trick. It's almost like if you are the lady getting cut in half at a David Copperfield show, Jordan Poyer, being the magic assistant, knows how the magician does its tricks. And so now one has to wonder, will he go out there and ruin the tricks for said magician, being Josh Allen, who has been doing nothing but making the Dolphins disappear from contention for the last 5 years? These are the things that we need to worry about, and these are the things that we need to acknowledge going into this matchup of not only just meeting of bodies, but meeting of minds. And then you have to also add on top of the fact the Miami Dolphins are going into this one a little banged up in the backfield. It appears it is a threat to Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane possibly missing the game. They both show up on the injury report. Mostert with the chest, Achane with an ankle. Does this mean we're getting the debut of Jalen Wright? Well, not necessarily, because Jalen Wright, true to a rookie form, is not necessarily keeping the secrets like everybody else is around this thing, because Jalen Wright tells reporters today that he's out here, and he was asked about the idea. This is from David Veronis from the Sun Sentinel. Dolphins rookie running back Jalen Wright told me on Devon Achane and Raheem Mostert, they may be a little banged up, but I still expect them to play. My main thing is I just got to be ready for that time. Whenever that time is to come, it's my opportunity. And I will say, look, if they are banged up, I don't know. I don't know if they went to the last game banged up. The run game is the big thing that left a lot to be desired for the Miami Dolphins. And for all the talk that they are going to commit to it more, give more to, they tried. And look, you can't say the Dolphins didn't try running the football. They just did not have a lot of success doing it outside of that final drive where you handed it off to Jeff Wilson. And so does this become a game, especially a game where you feel like it's going to be about controlling the ball, and you know that the Buffalo Bills are going to go out there and they are going to pound the holy hell out of the football, not only because they have a Clydesdale at quarterback, but they have a hell of a running back in James Cook. They got a lot of ability to power up and muster up and go into these things with a great showing. But they go into this matchup against the Miami Dolphins, and what is their balance of things? Last week, go in there. All right, you have Josh Allen. He's running it 19 times. James Cook's going out there. He's getting 20 carries, and Josh Allen's only throwing it 20 times. So this matchup and this mix-up, can the Dolphins put things more on their terms? It's going to be a fascinating thing to see. It's going to be a fascinating thing to see. But you do have to wonder, and there's been a lot of talk about, just like the Jaguars, the secondary in Buffalo and the speed that the Dolphins are going to bring. Can they get out, and can they get out to a quick lead on this thing to get Buffalo to go away from what they want to do? Are they going to be able to do that? It's going to be fascinating. And what are the moles going to have to say about this? That's the other thing that we got to keep an eye out for. Lots to chew on going into this big rivalry matchup.